So, you a daddy. How are you going to navigate your role as a husband with a woman who's child free? Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my page, Peacefully Real. So, this is something that I kind of wonder pretty often when I am meeting men who are showing that they're interested in me and they are fathers. I'm going to always go back to the word, baby. I'm going to always go back to the word. And for me, I personally look forward to having a relationship set up, a marriage, a kingdom marriage set up the way the Lord says it should be set up. I believe that the husband who has surrendered to the Lord will be a man that I could submit to according to what the word says is my responsibility as a wife. And also us being before our children. We are a three-stranded cord with the Lord. And we are one. And so there's no way that we could be one and one of us is putting children above the other, huh? So again, I'm child free. And so I always wonder how fathers would navigate being married to me, coming in to our relationship with a child or children. I'm not opposed to, marrying a man who already has children. A blended family, to me, it can be a beautiful thing. I am the product of a blended family, and it contributed a lot to the woman that I am today. And also, I think a family that a lot of people don't see as a blended family is Joseph and Yeshua. He, was Yeshua's earthly father. And he accepted that role under circumstances that were beyond his comprehension, and still to this day beyond the comprehensions of some folks who still refuse to believe the truth of the immaculate conception and the truth about Yahweh coming to earth and becoming man and sacrificing himself for his children to have salvation. But, in my experiences and also in the lesson in Joseph's story, a blended family is not something that I am opposed to at all. But I always wonder how they'll be able to navigate a wife coming in after already having a child. And the reason why I wonder that is because for me, my children, if me and my husband were to decide to have children, I would not be putting my children before my husband. No, absolutely not. My husband would remain a priority before my children. And I would be doing that because we are one. And I would be doing that because before my children came along, before my children became a priority, he was my priority. And I can't see shifting that dynamic because we decided to grow our family. And so when I think about a man who already has a child, I wonder if he would share that perspective. And it's not something that I am wanting to, have an issue over. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if a kingdom marriage is what me and you both want, there are just certain things that have to be in order. And I think that is just very important. Things just gotta be in order. And I actually, like, I haven't had, like, I had that conversation with one man because I seen how the dynamics were between him and the mother of his children. And I wondered, if he would be able to navigate that, and would he be able to make that shift from going from being a father and a co-parent to being somebody's husband. And we had some dialogue about it, but I push it too hard because at that time it really wasn't something that was very significant and mattered because it was still kind of early on, and that expectation for me wouldn't have been fair. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was definitely something that if we had got further along, I would have needed to see some more to be able to trust that he was ready to make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? But I see so much dialogue from so many people where they're like, oh, the children come first. And I don't necessarily see that coming from people who are also vocal about having a relationship with the Lord that involves wanting to do things His way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really see evidence of there being a consistent desire to wanting to move the way He wants us to move. And so I wouldn't have the expectation that they would adopt that specific instruction from Him. So I think that when we have made decisions that have put us out of order, according to the Lord, I think sometimes it's difficult to step back in line, and especially when it involves other people. Like, I feel like one of the easier things to do when you are trying to stay on the right path for yourself is doing things for you that are in line for you. But when it comes time to start doing things that are in line with His word, that involve other people and which require you to move a certain way with other people to remain in line with Him, I think it gets difficult for people. I think that it especially gets difficult when it requires you to disappoint some folks. And this is one of those things, having a woman who is stepping into the role of your wife, and you already have children, and now you have to start making moves and making decisions, and possibly disappointing the mother of your child, and disappointing your children or your child. And it will be because you are having to prioritize your wife in certain instances. And I just wonder, like, how is that going to be? How are people navigating that? I don't really see a lot of people talking about it, to be honest. And I can't even say it's really going to be an issue for me, for real, because I still meet a lot of men who don't have children. And they are similarly, situated like me. Either have been married and didn't have any children, or have never been married and have not had any children because they want children within a marriage. So I know this is also maybe a problem that I won't even really have to deal with, but you just never know. And I just am, wanting to hear y'all feedback on this because it's a major issue. And, who do y'all think, is the one who should have to make that sacrifice? And for fathers who have, experienced this, how have y'all navigated it? And again, my question is doing things the way the Lord said do it. I think that I have seen enough examples of what people do when they are doing what they feel is right, or they're doing what is easier for them to do, and then kind of clean up what they need to clean up later, right? But I want to know, if you have experienced this, what obstacles did you experience that had you not following the instructions of the Lord? What did you do, and how did you handle the situation to move according to His word? His word being, you and your wife are one now. You need to love your wife the way that Christ loved the church, or you need to love your wife like you love your own body. And so, how did you change your mindset from going from being a father to being a husband with children prior to your marriage? So yeah, I would love to hear y'all's feedback on that. So go ahead and comment, like, share, and subscribe to my page, Peacefully Real. Are you wanting to grow your relationship with the Lord and you really don't know where to start? I can relate because I have been there. I had a strong desire to get closer to the Lord, but I just really didn't know what else I needed to do, because I was already going to church service, going to Bible study, reading my Bible. And I ended up getting some very life-changing advice from my grandma. And my desire to grow closer to the Lord became a reality. I can honestly say I have a friendship with the Lord, and I'm grateful for it. So much that I considered, what if other people are feeling like I felt? What is it that I can do to help them grow their relationship and experience and enjoy this same friendship that I have with Him? And I created my ebook, The Relationship Standard. And in this ebook, I explain my journey and what my experiences were that have led me to where I'm at now. And you can now find this ebook, The Relationship Standard, at the website peacefullyreal.com.